Hello? Is anybody from the staff able to hear me?
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Alberto.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for inviting me for this session. I'm really happy that we made it, and I'm really looking forward to starting this webinar with you and all your audience. Really, I was
All right.
familiarizing with the interface. It's a
Mm-hmm.
nice application, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, like you have a provision to upload the presentation as well. So you can just click on the presentation on the left side of the panel. You have the third icon, presentation, and you can just upload the presentation.
Okay, let me see. Does it work if I drag and drop the presentation inside the application? Maybe it's easier.
You mean you want to share your screen?
I could also share the screen. Yes, why not?
Yes, you can do that as well. You have the fourth icon on the left side of the panel, screen sharing.
Yeah,
So you can do that either.
okay. I think you should be able to see my screen now.
Yes, it's visible.
Perfect. So I will use this kind of screen sharing and I will open the presentation from my desktop, if you don't mind.
All right. Yes, that's completely fine.
Perfect. I can hear you very well, and I think the audio from my side is good as well.
Yes, it's clear. Like we'll have the participants putting comments on the chat box. So probably once you're done with the session,
That's perfect. Yeah, I can see the comments coming.
and this is an internal session wherein we have invited our admission coordinators and all our officers to join the session so that they get a better understanding about the program, and also a few couple of like a couple of prospective students are also for IULM study programs.
Okay, perfect. That's
All
very
right.
good.
All right, Alberto. Have a good day and looking forward to the presentation.
Thank you very much. So, shall I start maybe in 2 or 3 minutes? Maybe let's wait for everybody to join the room. Should I introduce myself first, or do you have some
Uh,
kind of presentation from your side first?
no, you can just introduce yourself because it's already promoted and everybody is aware of the informations. So you can just introduce and you can start the presentation. The team's
Okay.
just joining. You can just wait for like a couple of minutes, like 2 to 3 minutes, and you can just start off.
Okay, that's perfect. I will start
All right.
at 11, 3 minutes past 11.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I see that we have many people joining the session. I'm just having a look at the public chat window. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, Solahil. Good afternoon, Silfa, Riti, Ardik Varia. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining this session. I'm going to start this presentation with a PowerPoint slideshow in about 1 minute. Of course, thank you, everybody, for joining today. And it's the first time that I do a large-scale presentation with you, with your agency, with your company. And I couldn't be happier, actually, because I think your organization, the whole organization is terrific. I like this application. I like this interface very much. It's the first time for me using this online seminar. I like it. It's really user friendly. You have lots of buttons to click. You have everything under control. So 2 minutes past 11 in Milan, Italy. I think we can start this presentation. So I'm gonna share my screen with you and I'm gonna take you to a presentation of IULM University in Milan. So screen share. Okay. So are you able to see my screen? I think you should. Just checking from the live support from Dania. Or maybe you don't. Okay. I think there's something. I'll try to share my screen again because maybe it was not sharing correctly, or maybe something went wrong during the loading of the page. Okay, you should be able now. Okay, you should be able now. I can see the screen share myself. Okay, that's right. So here we go. So welcome to IULM University. I will now take you to a sort of, well, it's a mix between a presentation and the virtual tour of the university. I will now introduce the university first, starting from its heritage. So I will now give you a few information about the history of the university itself. IULM University was first established in 1968, and it was originally established as a university for foreign languages and interpreting. But since the very first years of the foundation, the university, despite its young age, because it is relatively young if you think of it in comparison to other Italian universities with maybe medieval tradition, IULM was able to establish itself as a center of excellence, as a sort of benchmark for communication studies. So it was originally born as a private university for foreign languages and interpreting, but almost immediately after the foundation, it became the standard reference point in Italy for communication studies. And also for foreign languages, of course, tourism, hospitality and tourism management, and the promotion of cultural heritage and creative industries as well. So these are the subjects where our university excels, both at national and international level, because we are very well known for these subjects also in Europe. The university is organized into three faculties: the Faculty of Communication, the Faculty of Interpreting and Translation, and the Faculty of Arts and Tourism. I told you that it's a private university. To be more specific, it's a private, not-for-profit university. What does this mean? It means that every year, all the tuition fee that we collect from the students is immediately reinvested in new courses, new degree courses, new facilities, and new services for the students. So that's the meaning of not for profit. We do not, so to say, stockpile the tuition fees from the students. We immediately reinvest them in new services. We are very famous in Italy for being a university with a strong relation with the job market, a very, very good placement, as you will see during this presentation. But we are also research oriented, and we have many research projects being carried out in our research departments and laboratories. I'm going to give you a few numbers because I think it's also useful to have a look at the numbers of the university. We are not a very big university, we are not a huge university. We have nearly 7,000 students overall, so we are considered to be a specialized niche university, medium size. But as you can see on screen, we have a very, very good students to teaching staff ratio. Actually, one of the best in Italy. When it comes to the students population, 20% of the students enrolled in degree courses held in English is international. And overall, we have an international population of about 5.5%. Of course, this number is increasing year by year, as our university does have a very international vocation, a very international dimension. We have 7 buildings inside the campus. It's a 50,000 square meters campus with one dedicated subway station on the Green Line of the metro in Milan, just in front of the main gate of the university. You will see during this presentation that our university is nothing similar to other universities in Italy because we have an American style campus and all the buildings of the university are included in this 50,000 square meters campus. So it's really a unique case in Italy. You don't have to move from one place to the other in order to attend your courses. You can do that in just one area. 13 degree courses overall, 18 one-year master programs, 2 PhD programs, and as far as rankings are concerned, we are pretty well ranked, to be honest. We were ranked number 1 in Italy and number 4 in the European Union for engagement of the teaching staff, according to the Times Higher Education Teaching Rankings in 2019, so last year. And according to the National University Ranking of Italy in 2020, we were ranked number 3 in Italy among private mid-sized universities, which is a pretty good result. We are based in Milan, southwest Milan, to be more precise. And of course, our students are able to experience themselves the Italian lifestyle in a city which is inevitably the multicultural and financial capital of Italy. Of course, 2020 was a tough year because of the pandemic, because of the travel bans, all the restrictions. But I will show you during this presentation how is university life like in our campus and how we are working to go back to pre-COVID standards. So all the opportunities that you see on screen are opportunities that can be exploited by our international students while being in Milan. And of course, needless to say, Milan is in Lombardy. And Lombardy is constantly regarded as one of the richest regions in the European Union. For example, in 2018, Lombardy was ranked top 20 for GDP per capita according to Eurostat. So it's a very good place to stay, full of services, and most importantly, full of job opportunities for the students. As I've told you a minute ago, our university does have a true international dimension. Not only because we have 150 plus partner universities worldwide with bilateral agreements, but also because we are an Erasmus program city. And so our students are able to experience the Erasmus program, which consists in spending a semester or an entire year abroad in a partner university. On top of that, we can also offer internship abroad programs to our students and thesis research abroad. But we are also very well known for career opportunities. Our university is, well, how shall I say? There's, there's an old say in Italy that IULM University is the internship opportunity university because our internship service, our career office is one of the best in Italy, maybe the best in Italy. We have more than 1,400 partner companies which are able to help us in finding research projects and learning projects for our students. We host one startup incubator inside the campus, and we are able to organize events with professionals and companies, so webinars and also in-person seminars with CEOs, CFOs, so very important people coming from the job market. We are also able to offer guidance to our students with a state-of-the-art counseling service, peer tutors for each and every degree course. So every degree program that we have at IULM has its own peer tutor, able to listen to students and help them with their problems. And we also have a wide range of services for disabled. Now, I'm gonna spend a few words about the Italian education system. I'm not gonna go into much details because I don't wanna bother you with bureaucracy and all the distinctions between one course and the other course. But just for your general information, at IULM, we are able to offer undergraduate programs, so the first level bachelor's degree, then we can offer 1 year master programs and also 2 year graduate programs. So in the classical terms, it's the 2 year master's degrees. We also have PhDs. Now, moving on towards the core of this presentation, I would like to spend also a few words about what we did, what IULM University did during the first phase of the COVID-19 crisis. Because I think it's worth a mention. Of course, we are all now projected towards the future. We are looking forward to going back to our normal routines and go to the restaurant and attend courses in person. But as a matter of fact, when the COVID crisis outbreak, we were amongst the first universities in northern Italy and also in Italy in general to switch immediately from in-presence lectures to online lectures within just a couple of days with absolutely nothing to be left behind. So we were able to transfer all the activities and reach out to all students to tell them that the switch was going on. We immediately increased on-campus security with extra sanitation, and all the information concerning the pandemic were immediately translated into English overnight. So really, again, no one was left behind. We were able to offer psychological counseling and mindfulness sessions to our students, and these services are still running today. We also organized a series of webinars on stress management and how to cope with distance learning techniques because it's not easy. Each and every one of us was forced to adapt to distance working and distance learning overnight, so it wasn't easy at all. And because community life is important, we were able to schedule students groups with virtual meetings. So this was the information about the past. But at this point of the presentation, maybe some of you may ask, okay, but what about tomorrow, Alberto? What's going on? Well, what I can tell you is that starting from this week, this very week, IULM campus reopened its gates again to students, and we welcomed students back in the campus in a 50-50 modality. So 50% in presence, 50% from home, from distance, with sort of shifts between the two groups of students. 1 week in presence, 1 week from distance. So we are really working hard day and night in order to go back to normal life, normal routine next summer. And nowadays, we are promoting our university to international students, and we are telling them that September and October 2021 will be in presence. Now, let's speed through the presentation and let's go inside. Let's move to the juicy part of the presentation, so the academic offer. At bachelor level, so the undergraduate level, we have this 3 years bachelor's degrees. As you can see on screen, we have a course which is completely held in English, that is corporate communication and public relations. Then we have 6 courses held in Italian language: interpreting and communication, communication, media and advertising, tourism, management and culture, arts, media and cultural events, fashion and creative industries. I'm going to spend a few words more on corporate communication and public relations because I think it's useful. CCPR, Corporate Communication and Public Relations, as we like to call it, it's a very important bachelor's degree. It is a milestone in Italy because it was the first course on public relations to be ever established in Italy. And its English version was again the first one to be launched in Italy. It's a 3-year bachelor's degree with 180 ECTS, so credits. As you can see on screen, this course is really top level. It's very well known for the perfect balance in the teaching staff between professionals and members of the academia. So out of 59 teaching staff members, 29 are professionals and 30 come from the academia. And mind you, 65% of graduates are able to find a job within 1 year from graduation. And this is actually one of the best results in Italy. What you will get if you become a student is a solid preparation of economics and management. You will be able to evaluate the impact of media on social and cultural systems, and you will become a highly specialized person with a deep knowledge in communication procedures, and you will be also able to enhance your personal skills. That's what CCPR is all about. At master's degree level, so the graduate courses, we have two degree courses completely taught in English, which are strategic communication and hospitality and tourism management. Both of them are double degrees, which means that students have the chance to spend the second year of the master's degree in one of our partner universities. And at the end of the course, they get a double title, double degree, one from IULM and an equivalent degree from the partner university. I will give you a few more information about these two programs in the following slides. Just for your information, we also have four courses held entirely in Italian language, which are sort of the natural continuation of the academic offer that we have at bachelor level. So we have specialized translation and conference interpreting, television, cinema, and new media, marketing, consumption, and communication, and art, valorization, and market. A few words more about the two master's degrees held in English, because it's worth mentioning. Believe me. Let's start with strategic communication, which is really a unique program in the Italian landscape of master's degrees in communication studies. It's a 2 year program with 120 ECTS credits. Why is it so good? Why this program is so good? Because it's able to give prospective students a real leading role in the communication function. So a person coming out of this program is really able to manage a internal and external communication team in a company or in a state body in the best way possible. Because our students, our graduate students, receive a state-of-the-art training. They are able to use big data and algorithms for communication. And what is really important also about this course is that strategic communication completely reverted the approach to a master's degree because it's practice first and then theory. So exactly the other way around. Not to mention the fact that we have a truly international faculty with professors coming from all over Europe. We have partnerships with international universities. Just to mention one, we have a partnership with Leeds Beckett University in the UK. And last but not least, we have an advisory board specifically appointed for this degree program, which is able to look into the study plan and make amendments, make modifications according to the needs of the job market. Think about it. A degree program with an internal advisory board able to modify the study plan every year according to the real needs of the job market. That's state of the art. In this slide, you see the companies where the members of the internal advisory board for strategic communication come from. So as you can see, we are talking about huge players, big players. We got Vodafone, Rainbow, Ferrero, Eni, Lavazza, Samsung, you name it. These are the members of the Internal Advisory Board. Hospitality and tourism management. Again, another huge program. A 2-year master's degree, again, 120 ECTS. It's a double degree because students have the possibility to spend the second year at UCF, University of Central Florida in Orlando. And it's a course where 60% of the faculty come from academia and 40% of the faculty come from the job market. So they are top managers from the tourism industry, CEOs from Sheraton, um, you name it. So people coming from the tourism industry, the business, and they are able to train our graduate students face to face in small groups. It's a master's degree in truly in the most innovative area of tourism management because it also deals with sustainable tourism and also is able to train students in the use of digital technologies and big data in order to improve the services in the tourism industry. Now, as I've told you in one of the slides that we have seen before, we also offer 1-year master programs. We call them 1-year university masters or 1-year professional masters. What's the difference between these programs and the 2-year master's degrees? Well, first of all, of course, the duration of the programs, needless to say. And these programs, the 1-year master programs, are more designed for a prospective student who is searching for a cutting edge training towards the job market. So usually students who are maybe who are also already working or they are already running a business on their own choose these programs. While on the other hand, the 2-year master programs are more academia oriented in some way. We have 6 programs entirely taught in English: communication for international relations, international communication, international tourism and hospitality, game design, international marketing and sales communication, museology, new media, and museum communication. Please notice that the 2 last courses of this list are executive programs, so they are specifically designed for people who already have a job experience. And in particular, the last one, museology, new media, and museum communication, is entirely held online. Then we have a wide range of 1-year master programs held in Italian language. Some of them are really unique in their field of study. Just to mention a couple of them. For example, how about management of made in Italy, fashion design and luxury? This is actually state of the art. Or also food and wine communication. How about that? That's really Italian-like. Now let's move to the second part of this presentation and let's talk about admission requirements. For the 3-year bachelor's degrees, we need a high school diploma with at least 12 years of schooling. This is the minimum requirement. As far as languages requirements are concerned, we ask prospective students to show a B2 level proficiency, both in Italian and English, depending on the course that they choose. For English language, we accept IELTS, 6.0 is okay. TOEFL, first certificate in English, certificate of advanced English, certificate of proficiency in English are also accepted. We do not accept the Pearson Academic English Assessment for the time being, just for your information. In case you don't have any certificate available, you don't need to worry because you still have the possibility to take the internal assessment test at IULM, which can also be administered from distance. This is important. And it is based on the Oxford Academic English Assessment Test. As you can see on screen, the application process is very easy, very smooth. It takes no longer than 15 minutes actually to apply to our university. What you need to do is just have your documents ready, a scanned copy of your documents ready, and submit your qualifications to apply.iulm.it, which is our official application platform. If you are eligible, you will take the admission test, which is computer-based and can be done from distance. If you pass the test, you will do an online enrollment directly on the website of the university. After that, IULM will send you the invitation letter, and with that document, you will go through the bureaucracy at the Italian consulate or embassy in your area. Very easy, very smooth, no hidden secrets. For 2 years master's degrees, the admission is pretty much the same. The two big differences are also, well, of course, they are referred to the title required. Because if you apply for a graduate program, you need to have a bachelor's degree in a field related to your chosen program. So you have to have at least the core subjects in common. And just for your information, cross major, so skipping from one major to another major in the master's degree is usually not allowed. So if you come from communication studies, you do communication studies. You cannot come from engineering and do communication studies normally. Of course, you need to show language proficiency in English or Italian, depending on the course that you choose. And another difference is related to the admission test, because the admission test can be a Skype or a Zoom live interview with the director of the degree program. So there may be an interview, there may be some open questions to be replied, also in written form. So this is another difference if compared to the bachelor level. But generally speaking, the overall application procedure is the same. So you just need to log on to the application platform, upload your qualifications, do the test, and if you pass the test, you go on with the bureaucracy. Another juicy slide for you, I'm sure you're interested about it, is the tuition fees. So how much does it cost becoming a student at IULM University? The answer is very simple. At undergraduate level, so the 3-year bachelor's degrees, the tuition fee is 8,400 euros per year, divided into 3 installments. First installment is to be paid when the student completes the online enrollment. Second installment is due in December, and the third installment is due in March of the following year. For the 2-year master's degrees, the tuition fee is 9,800 per year, again divided into 3 installments. I decided not to include the tuition fee for the 1-year master programs in this slide because the tuition fee for the 1-year master programs may vary a lot according to the program that you choose. So if you are interested in a 1 year master program, my suggestion is to contact our admission team and they will give you more information depending on the program that you are interested in. But we also have a wide choice actually of financial aid opportunities for talented students. The first one that I would like to introduce to you is the 50% tuition fee reduction on the first year of the tuition fee, which is based on merit. What does that mean? It means that if you are a prospective student coming out of high school and you are willing to apply for a bachelor's degree, if you have a high school final score of 70% or above, you may be eligible for a reduction. At the same time, if you are a graduate from a bachelor's degree in your country and you would like to apply for a master's degree, you may be eligible for a 50% reduction if your final grade from the bachelor is 70% or above. Please mind you that this 50% reduction doesn't apply to the 1 year master programs. They have other financial opportunities which are separate and they depend on each and every program. We are also able to offer on-campus accommodation at a special rate of 280 euros per month to a limited number of students. The rooms are usually assigned according to merit criteria and they are subject to availability, so first come, first served. And last but not least, international students are also welcome to apply for the regional scholarships, the so-called DSU scholarships, with grant up to 4,500 euros per year, in some cases including accommodation and free meal service, together with the refund of the first installment of the tuition fee. These scholarships are based on merit and income criteria and can be combined with the 50% tuition fee reduction. I've told you at the beginning of this presentation about our campus, which is really an American-style campus. Nothing you will see in other Italian universities. It's really a unique case. We are based 10 minutes away from Duomo and the city center by subway. We have 3 on-campus cafeterias, 1 public park inside the campus. Think about it, 1 public park inside the campus, plenty of services for students, and really every room or place that you need to visit is within walking distance. I'm going to show you some pictures. This is the main building, IULM Building 1. This is actually the place where I work. My office is at the 4th floor of this building. This is the Rose Garden. So it's a corner of the public park inside our campus. It's beautiful, and it's in springtime is usually full of students, chatting and preparing their exams in open air and hopefully without any restrictions in the upcoming seasons. This is the auditorium where all the big events of IULM University take place. This is IULM Lounge inside IULM 6 building, a place where we usually organize important events and where we meet all the delegations from abroad. And this is the canteen. This is one of the 3 cafeterias that we have inside the campus. It's actually brand new. It was recently renovated, and students and teaching staff go there in order to have lunch. And this is one room from our dormitory. So this is the sort of standard accommodation solution for the students who are able to win a place in our university residences. And this picture, this is probably my favorite picture of all, is the student life. So this is how our students are able to interact with each other, to work together. This picture was taken right before the COVID-19 crisis outbreak, but this is how it should look like when there are no problems, no restrictions. The students cooperate a lot, and these are actually the classes. So the classes are like a laboratory. It's not a traditional lecture. The students are able to interact with professors and together with them in order to exchange ideas. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a tour inside IULM University. These are our contacts. If you want to reach out to us to ask for further information, you can drop an email, you can visit our official website, or you can also contact us using our official WhatsApp number for the admission office for prospective students. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Okay. Okay. So I see that we have a question on screen coming from Lucia. Thank you for your question. Is bona fide students are eligible to apply for master programs? Could you explain this concept a little bit further in detail? Because I'm not sure I'm getting your question in the right way. What do you mean by bona fide students? So students who haven't completed the bachelor's degree yet and would like to apply under condition. Is that what you wanted to say? Okay, so students who are still pursuing a bachelor's degree and in the meantime they want to apply for a master program. Yeah, 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 we got it right. Okay. Well, practically speaking, it is possible. You need to provide your partial transcript of records from the bachelor programs, but the bachelor's degree must be finished and you must graduate within the terms, well, before the master program starts in Italy. Otherwise, you wouldn't be allowed to get your visa to come to Italy. So it's important that you finish before leaving the country. And it's not possible to be enrolled in two degree programs at the same time. That's really important. So it's possible to apply with partial transcripts, but it's not possible to come to Italy if you haven't finished your bachelor successfully. You're welcome, absolutely. I'm open to any kind of questions related to our programs, related to the tuition fee, related to the 50% tuition fee reduction, related to students' life, anything that comes to your minds. Another question from Silfa. What is the maximum age limit to apply for masters? Well, Matter of fact, there is no maximum age limit on paper. What is important to understand is that master's degrees have a limited number of places available. So in case there are more applications than the available places, and in case we have an ex aequo in the evaluation process, usually the younger candidate wins the place. So I'm not saying that elder people shouldn't apply. I'm not saying that. But if there is a situation where the places are running out, usually the younger candidates have higher chances to get in. Is it mandatory to pay the first installment of tuition fee before February 20th to get the 50% reduction? Well, the first installment of the tuition fee should be paid when you complete your online enrollment. So if IULM University makes an offer to you and you are eligible and you want to proceed with the enrollment, you must pay the first installment of the tuition fee immediately. So when you complete your enrollment, it depends on the time where you receive the offer. It could be February, it could be March, it could be April, depending on the moment where you complete the enrollment. But the first installment needs to be paid nevertheless. It cannot be skipped, it cannot be avoided. In the fees, is the hostel accommodation included? No, it's not included. Accommodation is not included in the fees. I want to know about PhD programs. Well, PhD programs is a very, very specific topic. I did not include any kind of information about PhDs in today's session because I believe that it's a very niche, very specific topic. We have two PhD programs at the moment, one in the field of communication and the other one in the field of languages and literature. If you want to know more about these two PhD programs, feel free to drop an email and I will provide you with further information. Do you guys offer liberal arts as well in undergraduation programs? Well, not liberal arts in the strict sense of the word. We offer programs in humanities, I would say. I would rather talk about humanities rather than liberal arts because we have communication, we have marketing, we have arts management, we have languages and translation. Those are the topics where we have undergraduate courses. So it's not liberal arts in the strict sense. It's more like humanities, if we want to use an umbrella term. Do you have any other questions, maybe related to, I don't know, maybe to the population of international students or to lifestyle in Milan? Maybe I could tell you something about the living costs, the average living costs in Milan. I think it's interesting to know. Um, we mentioned during the presentation accommodation available at a special rate of 280 euros per month. We mentioned that. Well, when it comes to average living costs in Milan, we need to be very honest, very straightforward, and we need to say that living in Milan can be quite expensive at times, because Milan is a European capital, and just like all other European capitals, the prices are a little bit higher if compared to other second tier and third tier cities. So, if you are staying in a university accommodation, for example, if you are staying in one of our two residences, you need to take into account 280 per month for accommodation, and then around 500, 600 euros per month for the grocery store and for your free time. On the other hand, if you are staying in a private owned solution, for example, if you are renting a room on your own, or if you are renting a flat on your own, it's going to cost you a lot more. And we go beyond 1,000 euro, 1,200 euros per month. Can we work part-time while still studying? Yes, very good question. Thank you, Prashant. Very good question. Yes, you can work part-time while you are studying. Students are allowed to apply for part-time jobs, and they can do up to 180 hours of services per semester. And this service is actually paid. So you are able maybe to pay for your accommodation rent with this student worker part-time job. Oh, I have just noticed that we are 33 in this webinar. That's a lot. Can we know the fee structure for tourism management course? You mean the 2-year master's degree in hospitality and tourism management, I presume. Yeah. So the first installment of the tuition fee is due when you complete your online enrollment, and it's around 2,000 euros. Then the second installment is around 3,500 and is due in December. And the third installment is again around 2,900, somewhere around 3,000, if I'm not mistaken, and is due in March of the following year. This is how the tuition fee is structured into 3 installments. Important to notice is that if you choose to spend the second year of the master's degree at UCF, University of Central Florida in the United States, the tuition fee is different. It's actually 18,000 for 1 year. It's more expensive. Then another question from Silva: if a student turns eligible for scholarship, when he can pay the tuition fee, is there any particular deadline? Well, usually the eligibility for the scholarship is announced later, usually in September, October. So by that time, you have already paid the first installment of the tuition fee. If you are eligible for the scholarship, you receive the money from the scholarship, and with that money, you are able to cover for the first installment of the tuition fee that you have anticipated. But later on, you will also receive the refund of the first installment. So at the end of the day, practically speaking, if you are eligible for a scholarship, your tuition fee is very, very close to zero, as a matter of fact. IELTS is required For some courses, it is required 6.0. For some courses, it's not mandatory. It is strongly advisable to have one. In case you are not able to get a certificate, you can still do the internal English language assessment test. Don't worry about it. And yes, the university provides internships, quite a lot. For 95% of the courses, internship programs are mandatory. So our internship office, our career office, is able to help students in finding the right internship for them. Do every student who enrolled to the IUM is eligible to the 50% reduction? No, not every student is eligible for the 50% tuition fee reduction. There is a limited number of 50% tuition fee reduction available. And of course, the sooner you apply, the higher chances you have to get the 50% reduction. And yes, absolutely, the university provides placement assistance. We have a very, very good career service office able to find internships and placement after graduation as well. But the interesting thing about IULM is that in most cases, the students are able to keep their internship period and to transform it into a regular job. That's the real deal. That's why we are all so famous in Italy. That's why IULM University is well known as the internship job university, because our students are able to retain their internship and to transform it into a regular daily job. That's it. You're more than welcome. Absolutely, no need to mention. For HTM, do we require IELTS? IELTS is welcome. Actually, it's, I shouldn't say mandatory, but it's strongly, strongly, strongly suggested. IELTS between 6.0 and 6.5, yes. Of course, we also need to take into consideration your background, your particular situation, because when we refer to your country is a bilingual country by definition, because you use English in everyday life and your medium of communication are also in English. So there may be exceptions allowed for your particular situation because you have your instruction, your also higher education in English. So broadly speaking, IELTS is required. In your particular cases, we need to check during the application. It may be waived because you have a bilingual education, but still we need to check. What is average wages a student can earn as soon as he graduates? Well, if a student is able to find a job in Milan with a training from IULM University, usually the average wages are somewhere around 1,500 euros per month, 1,400, 1,500 euros per month. I am not referring to the internship because the internship is usually paid less, a bit less, but a regular everyday job is somewhere around 1,400, 1,500. And yes, it is possible to get an extension of the permit of stay after graduation for 12 months. So if you graduate, your permit of stay for study reasons can be extended into a 12-month permit of stay for job reasons, for job search, or maybe because you already have a job, because you converted your internship into a regular job. Does the university support in-placement opportunities? Yes. I think we already answered this question maybe a couple of minutes before. Is Italian necessary for placements? That's interesting. That's a very good question. Thank you, Lino. Uh, it's not mandatory because Milan is a multicultural city. So if you're able to find an internship or a job in a multinational company, you may as well work using your English. But you know, I'm being very honest with you. At the end of the day, if you study 2 years or 3 years in Italy, you will become fluent in Italian. Just being around, hanging around with Italian peers, with your colleagues, you will grasp Italian spontaneously and you will be able to talk in Italian after a while. So don't worry too much about the language. My suggestion is don't worry too much about the language. It's okay. Any other fees other than tuition fees for studies? Well, as I've told you during the presentation, there are no hidden secrets. Tuition fee is one cost, accommodation is another cost. Then there is the cost to buy the materials, to buy the books, to buy the handouts, and that's it. The rest is grocery store, free time, sports, if you do sports, but there are no hidden costs. Does the school support in learning Italian languages? Yes, there is the possibility to enroll in a Italian language course for international students, which is able to help the students, better understand the environment around them, especially at the beginning. So it's possible. That course, in case you wish to join it, needs to be paid separately. So it's not included in the tuition fee because it's an extra language course, which is outside from the study plan. So there's a small fee. Sina asks, what is the minimum mark required for admission? The minimum mark is 70% of your final grade. So on your final grade scale of evaluation, you should have at least 70% of the total. Anything below 70% is not acceptable. Another question incoming from Leo. Can a student from the science background apply for masters? Well, as I've told you during the presentation, it depends on the kind of scientific subjects you are referring to. Just to make you an example, if you are coming from a bachelor's degree in electronic engineering or, I don't know, computer engineering, then it's pretty hard, to be honest, to be admitted in one of our master programs because it's a cross major. There are no core subjects in common. So I believe it would be pretty hard, to be honest. So it's better if you have a bachelor's degree in a relevant field. communication, tourism, hospitality. That would be much, much better. Okay, so I think we are almost done with today's session. Time's almost up for us. Um, Again, I would like to thank you very much for your attendance, for your attention, and for all the detailed questions that you asked me. It was really a very productive session, in my opinion. I appreciate your time, I appreciate your invitation, and I'm really looking forward to doing this again next time because I like this format. I like this presentation platform, this webinar platform. It's very interactive and absolutely um, really looking forward to joining you again for the next session. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It was a great session. Absolutely. You are right, Ophelia. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody. So, in case you have extra questions that maybe come to your mind after this presentation, you are free to drop an email or to refer to Dania. She will contact me maybe via email or via WhatsApp. And I'm always available for you guys, always, anytime. Thank you. Sure, I will, no doubt. In case I have questions for you, I will contact you myself. So thank you very much. Thank you again. I'm leaving the room. I'm leaving the webinar room now in a few seconds. And see you next time. Goodbye from a really freezing Milan. It's very cold today, but don't worry. You have a great evening. Bye bye.